Case, are you experiencing just the driest skin of your life?
Oh, so dry. I've never had dry skin in my life. You know, I never
Like
use lotion.
chapped. Yeah.
In between my fingers, I'm getting dryness. And I'm like, why is this happening? It's so gross.
I took a bath and I got out and I was like, my butt cheeks are so sore. And I looked and they're bright red chapped. Like,
okay, I don't know if I'm not quite that far, but
your butt. I was inside all day. Like, I wasn't outside, like running in the cold weather in like denim, you know?
The things you say sometimes.
I don't know what you mean. No, I've never had red raw cheeks from denim.
I've around like my hips, sometimes they'll get chapped.
What? I don't know.
You guys don't experience this?
No.
Oh.
Around what?
Like around your hips?
To denim?
Maybe she's allergic to denim.
Well, denim is just like rough, you know? So it rubs.
No,
I don't know what to say. I don't
okay, well,
experience
that's
that.
okay.
Sorry.
But anyways,
I
you're
am
also
dry. I am dry.
Okay.
Hey, it's Casey.
I'm Meredith.
And this is Kiera.
And we're 3 best friends in a long-distance relationship.
We've learned some valuable lessons along the way over the last 10 years of being friends.
Now let's get to it, because...
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, good.
Welcome to It's Been Forever podcast. My name is Casey.
I'm Kiki, also known as
No.
Kiera.
No.
No.
Let me say it. Let me say it.
No.
He's like, no, you're not Kiki.
Please.
Kiki's your
Fine.
new name. You're Kiera.
I know. I'm Kiera to them, so sorry. Okay. Hi, I'm Kiera.
And I'm Mare.
Yeah. But you are.
Well, yeah, I guess I am.
To me, I know.
And I'm Case.
Case.
Yes.
Otherwise known as Pumpkin Tooth. Otherwise known as... I don't know what
Annoying
else.
little sister, baby Casey. I'm
Would
sure
they call you that to your face?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm still
I don't
baby
really have
Casey
any
to like
nicknames.
most people.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know you as, yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah, that caught on in college and it stuck.
Baby Casey, baby Casey. Anyway, well, welcome. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys.
Yeah, Day of Love.
Day of Love.
Day of love.
We just want to give a shout out to anyone celebrating this day. Maybe you're not celebrating it, so screw Valentine's Day in that case. But if you are celebrating it, what are you doing? Like, how are you celebrating your Valentine's Day today, guys?
Are you drinking
asking-
some wine?
Wait, are you asking us?
I'm kind of asking.
Are you talking to the listeners?
I don't know. Interpret
Okay.
it as you will.
Well, it's also Ash Wednesday, so I
yeah.
will be.
Is it really?
It's Ash Wednesday, so I will be
Oh.
spreading some
Totally.
ashes on some people's foreheads tonight.
Great.
So
I'm crying.
And you better leave it on your forehead all night. Otherwise, you didn't go. And
Yeah.
did you really go to Ash Wednesday if you wipe your ashes off your forehead?
one of our staff members, his favorite joke is, "This is the day where we remember that we are all butt dust."
Please.
Because it's like that's the saying, you know, we're like butt dust, like BUT dust, but he says it, he emphasizes butt, so we're butt dust.
How old is this
Never heard that
person?
in my life.
40.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I hope that even though we have a Ash Wednesday service on Wednesday, I would just love if Noah would surprise me with something that night. And I'm not saying this because he's definitely not sitting in this room right now.
Hi, Noah.
Not that I'm expecting anything big, but you know, that would just be really sweet if that would happen.
Icing on the cake, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm crying. Also, maybe explain to our listeners who
Oh yes, sorry. So
are not believers what Ash Wednesday
Ash
is.
Wednesday. Well, and like, is it just a Reformed thing? Like, my church never did it.
No, I
My
know.
Mennonite
My church did it.
Okay.
My church did it.
My church did it too.
It's just like a remembering of like from dust we came, from dust we will return. It's kind of the start of the season of Lent, which is kind of a season before Easter where you try and like lay down part of yourself, part of your flesh, to kind of prepare your heart for Easter. So Ash Wednesday is the signifying start 40 days before before Easter.
Which is why the day before Valentine's Day or Ash Wednesday is Fat Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So anything that you're trying to not do starting Wednesday, you indulge.
Yeah. So like, let's say you're giving up sugar. On Fat Tuesday, you would go hard on sugar because you're going to give it up for the next 40 days, you know? Yeah.
What did you guys give up when you were younger? Or did you do that at your church?
I didn't know that it was a thing until I got to high school.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I kind of lied. I had a lot of Catholics at my school, and we just didn't eat meat on Fridays.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it just meant, like, Lent means we don't eat meat on Fridays.
Interesting. Yeah, my high school did, like, everyone would choose, you know, something. Like, one year, I remember I gave up chocolate, and I guess I was obsessed with chocolate back then. I'm like, now I would give it up and it's fine, but I must have been craving on the daily, because I do remember we, in like one of my baking classes, we were making like chocolate chip cookies, and I couldn't eat them, and I was so mad because I just remember smelling them and like wanting to eat them, and I'm like, but I gave up chocolate.
Well, I feel like
I was like mad the rest of the time.
I feel like when you're young, you don't have many things you can indulge in. You know, chocolate is like the indulgent thing. And now we're like old enough, we can drink, you know, we can literally go to the store and make something that's different, you know.
I'm like, I'm going to give up breakfast. I'm an intermittent fast for 40 days.
That sounds terrible.
I don't give up things for Lent, mainly because I feel like I'm not in a place, well, like also right now, LOL pregnant, but in the past, I've not been in a place, a body image wise, where I can give up like a food or something without my true goal being weight loss. Like my heart is not in the right place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to like give up sugar and say like it's for God. When like, no, it's right. so that I lose 20 pounds.
It's for me.
You need to like find something that's actually going to help you focus on the goal, which is, you know, keeping your eyes on Jesus and just what he's done. So like get off social media.
Yeah.
Like, right. I think that's an easy win.
Don't watch Netflix for 4 hours every night. Like, you know, I feel like it has to be tangible things. I'm calling myself out there, Kira, if you feel like I was calling you out. I was calling myself out.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I mean, that's good, though, because I would say the same for me.
Okay, so I remember talking to my parents about Lent and like giving things up and why we give things up. And mainly my dad. Like my mom was like, well, some people do that like to like, you know, get centered, get ready. And my dad was like, yeah, you don't have to do that. Like God doesn't need you to do that. Like my dad is very no nonsense. Like he was like, you don't really have to do that, which is true. You don't have to. It's just like a offering of like sacrifice, you know. Now as an adult, I can see that. But back then I was like, oh, sick. I don't got to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking back to, I think I just did things for the sake of like everyone in my church was doing it or everyone in my youth group was doing it without like the actual intent behind it. So I think it's kind of cool now, like reflecting on even like Lent, even if you're not like actively giving up something in your life, but just like the 40 days leading up to what we would celebrate as the resurrection of Jesus. Like what are you doing in that time to like prepare your mind is just so cool. Also a segue, but did you know that Easter is in March this year? It's so early.
Yeah, which is why crazy. Ash Wednesday is so early. Ash Wednesday 2 years ago was the day after we got engaged. I remember that because I was showing off my ring at the Ash Wednesday service.
That doesn't sound very Ash Wednesday of you.
I know. I was showing that rock off. I was like, everyone look.
When did you get engaged? Excuse me for not knowing the date off the top of my head.
Well, I only know the date because Noah told me. You were there. Well, also, yeah. But Noah told me it was going to be by the end of February because we had gone ring shopping. And so I was like, I know it's coming and it's driving me insane. Like every time we would do something, I'm like, he's going to propose. And then it doesn't happen. And then I'm like sad. So I was like, I need you to give me like a time frame because I'm losing my mind. And he was like, by the end of February, I will propose. And it was March 1st that he proposed. So like the last
sneaky
February 28th, I was
for him.
like,
I'm proud of him.
Oh yeah, I hated him.
You needed that so bad.
February 28th, I was so upset. We didn't even hang out that day. We didn't even have plans to hang out. And then it was like a Tuesday. March 1 was a Tuesday. And then Ash Wednesday obviously was the next day. So it was March 2 that year.
Interesting.
But anyways,
the more you know.
Anyway, so you're basically, what we're all going to circle back to is the fact that your Valentine's plans are hot and heavy.
Yeah.
And
hot and heavy in a service.
Okay. Yeah. Kira, what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
I'm actually really excited for Valentine's Day this year. Colton and I were kind of going back and forth between, do we want to stay in? Do we want to go do something? And because I am who I am, I'm like, I want to go to a nice dinner and be a little princess.
Yeah.
And you pay for it.
As you should.
As I should. Also because, he's my sugar daddy right now.
Love that.
And we love that for him. And he knows it. But we're going to this new place we haven't been to. It's like a really nice restaurant in like downtown Charlotte. We call it Uptown. So in Uptown. And it's like Uptown, because we're unique, we're different.
Yeah.
But it's like a 2-hour window dinner time. So I guess they have the same menu 3 times in the day, 5:30, 7:30, 9:30, and it's like a 2-hour slot. So like everyone there gets the same like
fun
appetizer, like entree, I don't know, drinks, dessert, I don't know all what's included. So it'll be like this whole experience. So we had put our reservations in a couple months ago, honestly, because we knew like everywhere was going to be booked.
Months ago. Jeez.
Well, okay, maybe a month ago.
Okay.
Maybe I should say
I was like, wow,
Jan.
Colton.
Sorry.
I'm impressed.
I won't. You're right. I shouldn't give us that much credit. Maybe a month ago.
Okay.
But
still
we
impressive,
had it for still impressive. We had reservations for 6:30 because on Wednesday nights, our like art museum is free, like for admission. And so I was thinking, oh, cool, we could do like a 6:30 dinner, go to the museum for a little bit because we wanted to go for a while. But then I guess the restaurant had called him like maybe like 2 weeks ago, just saying that this is what we're doing for Valentine's Day. Do you want to keep like it will be 7:30 and not 6:30? Do you want to do it? Anyways, we figured why not? We should try that out. So anyway, that's our plan. So we are going to dinner, which I think will be fun.
Yeah.
And I've never really done one of those like nice like course meal where it's like everyone's doing the same.
That's super fun.
I don't even know how to think about it. You know what I mean? I'm like, we're all just in a room and like everyone's like, you know, wedding style. They're like bringing us all our plates at the same time.
They like set the appetizers down at the exact same moment.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same thing. And they all have like a white towel around their arm. That's what I'm
Wait, that would actually be cute.
Are you guys like,
I kind of hope so.
Are you Gilmore Girls watchers? Have you guys seen Gilmore Girls?
I'll be honest.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. You both look so dead right now.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I have seen it, and like Naomi would be like, Casey, you've watched it. And I have watched it. I just haven't been as good and diligent.
You haven't
about
watched it through like 5 times.
No.
Okay.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. I love that show.
Oh, is that like your show?
Is that like recent? Like, did you watch it in high school and then you stopped?
I did watch it in
and
high
got
school.
back into it.
It's been in the last like 3 years probably. In the fall is when I'll start it. It's like the best fall show. But anyways, in Gilmore Girls, the grandmother or the great grandmother is very like this. Like the appetizers last 12 minutes, the meal lasts this many minutes, and it is very so that it gives me those vibes of like, yeah, like once the time's up, your plate's gone, and you know,
yeah.
But I don't know if that's how it'll be for you or not.
I hope it is.
It's kind of fun.
I hope I'm.
I hope that every time you go to take your last bite, they take the plate. It's Laurel.
Laurel. Sorry,
it's Laurel.
I know. That was wrong.
So
I don't know. What is it?
Laurel or Yanny? Laurel or Yanny?
Did I tell you guys that I asked Noah? I like the name Laurel for the baby, And I asked Noah, and he was like, no, everyone's going to think that her name's Yanni.
Yes.
That's actually kind of funny.
I thought that was kind of funny. Anyways.
It's called wrong names. Okay, wait. Actually, I have a hot take before Case gets into her plans. So last year for Valentine's Day, that was our first Valentine's Day together. And you know, like as a girl, you kind of are like, well, I want flowers. He's gonna listen to this and be like, I can't believe you're saying this, but you know how you want flowers and chocolate, like you just want the little things, even if you're like, I'm fine. Of course. So last year Valentine's Day, like 3 or 4 days before Valentine's Day, he was like, I have a surprise for you, and it was tickets to see Quinn 92 in May.
Oh,
so that was like,
gotcha. That's when
a
that
cool
was.
thing.
Super
That's
fun.
when that was. And I was like, oh my gosh, like love him. This will be so fun. So we got us both tickets to go see him. Well, Valentine's Day rolls around. You know, I think we go somewhere casual to eat, and I'm like, where's my gift? You know, in your head, because I also was like, I'm gonna give him a little like something. I think I got him some glasses, like drink glasses, and maybe like a cute little basket, whatever. And at the end of the night, I was like, I'm a little mad that you didn't like get me anything. He's like, what are you talking about? I literally bought you these Quinn tickets. And I'm like,
gosh.
But
was that for?
But it's not happening today.
I know, and I was like, but it's not today. I'm like, but like today is when I thought I would be getting some flowers. He's like, I was like, oh, okay. Like and then he was like, but you know, trying to justify it. But I did get you something. He's like, I didn't get you nothing.
Yeah,
I just came a couple days early, and it's this artist you love.
Colton learned a lesson.
Like, you're right.
Colton learned a lesson that day.
Yeah.
He learned a lesson, and I did. Honestly, both parties learned a lesson.
It sounds high maintenance, but I would feel the same way. Like, okay, but I need something today.
Good.
Like
that's
even
I was like,
even
he wrote me a card, but I was like,
you know,
yes,
like, I need a little something.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what you love about me. I want you to tell me what you love about me in the form. I don't even love flowers, but I'm like, but in the form of flowers on Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's just what I want. So it's just funny. It's like the running joke the last like couple weeks. I'm like, oh, those flowers are nice. He's like, okay. Like he's like
so
definitely caught on to the hint. So if I don't get flowers,
yikes!
You best believe we'd be talking on that podcast.
Yeah, we'll find out next week.
But it's just, looking back, I was definitely ungrateful for the concert tickets, but now in hindsight, he also knows, hey, I don't expect much, but that is what I expect.
You know, you teach people how to treat you, and you taught him that day how to treat you.
You did.
I left his apartment and I said, I'm about my own flowers, as Miley Cyrus says. Also, congrats on your Grammy if you're listening.
Yeah, I'm so happy for her.
I know.
Good job, Miley.
I just won my first Grammy.
You looked scary at the Grammys, but I'm happy for you.
You thought she looked scary?
I thought she looked scary. It looked like her hair. She had just like stuck her head out a window of a car, and she was like naked on the red carpet, and then
it's like a major blowout.
Like, a full dress, which I'm thankful, you know, that she put on clothes, but. I like Miley Cyrus, and I'm like, but it was interesting.
That just being Miley. I think she's just being Miley.
That was funny.
I'm just being Miley. You know.
Yes, I thought the Grammys. I just wanted to know, like, Mare, how did you feel when Taylor announced? I am dropping an album.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We didn't talk about this last week. I was like, why didn't we talk about this last week? Because we didn't record last week. Here's the thing. I'm not as like, oh my gosh, Reputation, Taylor's version, blah. Like everyone was like freaking out that she's going to drop this. I am so happy that it's a whole new album. Like I don't really care about the re-releases, to be honest. I'm excited for like new Volt tracks and stuff like that, but I'm not like losing my mind over the re-releases. I am losing my mind over a new album. I'm very excited, especially because there was some speculation over if she would ever release new music. Like, have you heard?
Like if she maybe just like found her niche with re-records and just
well no, so she has. Have you heard of the house theory? So
Probably not.
I don't know this for sure. I'm pretty sure it's the Lover music video. She had this house, and each house or each room in the house is an album, and Midnight's sealed off the house. It was the attic. And like she had this house at the Eras tour then, and like whenever it would go to a new era, that room would light up, you know, like the Red Room. Or
I think I have seen that.
Like Folklore or Evermore were like the stairways, you know, like so there was a theory of like, is Midnight's her last album because her house is complete? Like the theory a year ago was that she was she's done, it's complete, she's gonna retire, her and Joe are gonna get married. Well, then her and Joe broke up, and then everyone was like, okay, well, you gotta release new music because you have a big breakup, you know. And here she is doing that. So
yeah,
I'm so happy that she is not finished, that she is still writing, she's still putting out music. And I thought I along with many other people did not love her outfit. However, once the track list was released, one of the songs is called Clara Bow or Clara Bow. I don't know. It's B-O-W. And she is a silent film actress from like the 1920s, 1930s. And they're like that. Her look is mimicking one of Clara Bow's looks that she. So it's like
everything
and
makes sense.
I should send you
together. She breathed 12 times.
I found a picture. Shut up. I found a picture of like a bunch of different in the Midnight like music videos. Each like there was a bunch of different looks that she was recreating of Clara Bow's in those music videos. So I'm glad it explained why she looked the way she did at the Grammys.
That makes sense. I mean, that's something that I've been seeing a lot on social media too, especially TikTok, in terms of like Taylor has the money. I mean, she's a freaking billionaire. She could put in the energy and the effort to, you know, get a stylist, maybe like wear something that's a little trendy, but yet all of her fits year after year are like 3 years in the past. You know what I mean? Or just not quite. They're not doing anything.
Sure.
I was so
the
disappointed
slit was
by her
nice,
hair.
but the rest was
that
her hair
flower
was
dress.
just- I feel like we could have done.
But that
something
was
better.
that's
Even
also
if it
was the
like, let's find something better. I was bummed.
Sure. Yeah.
I think she does just try to like while she does love being in the limelight, and it seems like it in ways of the Grammys, she's just kind of, I think, there vibing with the musician. So I feel like if it was just like, oh my gosh, this is like the craziest thing Taylor wore, it would just be all about that. So I think this is just maybe a personal theory. I just feel like she blends in. And then she like wins album of the year, and then it's like, oh wow, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah. Even like, you know, I've thought about this with her nails. Like she doesn't like have these like long fake like acrylic nail. You know, like she just paints her nails, and like her hands are very like normal. I don't know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, what were you gonna say about her flower dress?
I thought her flower dress at the Grammys when she won album of the year for Folklore. I loved that dress. It was like different colors.
It was like shorter?
Yeah,
kind
shorter.
of a neck.
Had kind of a neck, like a mock neck.
She did a braid there too.
Yes, because
It was on the album,
Folklore.
right? The album cover.
A braid.
Braid.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. She did for Evermore, but that is very Folklore vibes. Is the like Brady? Yeah.
Okay, did you see though the videos of everyone in the crowd when she did win Grammy of the Year or album of the year? It was like just everybody was like, you know, just kind of like laughing. Or no, sorry, it wasn't when she won. It was when she announced a new album. Everyone was like, and you could see that Ed Sheeran went, "Oh shit!" Like, I think you could tell people are like, "Okay, this is going to be hard to beat her next year." I think that's what everybody was like. Clearly, so she's winning album of the year every time she puts out a new album. Yeah. And, you know, right before this, we were talking about Beyonce dropping a new album, Kanye, all these
Billie
like
Eilish is
crazy
drop an
big artists that are like.
That's what I'm hoping for, at least. That's what I'm hoping for.
Ooh, I'd love.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. But I think it's funny because she does have a crazy strong.
It goes down to the Recording Academy, though.
Maybe if she doesn't have
the Recording Academy,
you know. That's true. I was going to ask, like, who actually decides that? Because that feels like not that, you know, Beyonce's range is insane. And I'm not saying Taylor doesn't have a range, but it's almost like two different sounds. So, like, at the end of the day, who's deciding? Do they like a Taylor sound? Excuse me. Or do they like a Beyonce sound? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It will be.
So it'll be interesting next year at the Grammys. Also, hot take, I'm sad you have to buy something. Like, you have to have a subscription to Paramount Plus to watch anything these days. Any of the live anything, like the Oscars, the Grammys, even the Super Bowl.
Oh, do you not have like
we were like,
Hulu Live,
okay, I guess we'll get the
YouTube
free
TV,
trial because
or do you not have like a live subscription? Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't.
No, I think he uses one of his friends like YouTube TV
Too many
subscription.
users
So we started watching the Super Bowl, and then it kind of like it was like too many people, and we're like, well, we can't be the ones because it's like his account.
Yeah.
So anyway, we need to figure out something, or we need to, you know, buy something.
Well, I mean, for Valentine's Day,
that's long-winded. Case, what are you?
asked me
what are you
if I want to go
Wednesday?
to Chipotle.
Yeah,
and I said, okay, that could maybe be kind of fun.
That sounds nice.
We don't really have any plans. He asked me. He's like, we can do anything you want. And I said, you literally couldn't have said something worse to me than that. I hate that. And as soon as he said it, he started laughing.
I want to be
right. Like, you choose, actually.
But he continued to say it anyway. Because he does mean it. He goes, I just want to make you happy. Like, I just want to do anything you want to do. But I'm like, I don't want to tell you what I want to do. I just want you to do it. And he was like, well, I know.
Right.
You always have secret wishes. Like, I have secret dreams in my brain that I want him to secretly do without me having to tell him, because that I don't want to have to tell you. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
But obviously I have to tell him in order for him to know. But like, I just don't want to do that, because just figure me out. Like, love me enough to just know everything and all my thoughts. So he said, I just want to make sure if you have any secret dreams, they are being fulfilled, which is very sweet, very kind. Yes. Because he knows that I have these secret dreams.
That's actually so sweet.
Thoughts. Right.
Well, it's 9 years in.
That's why he said, I want to do anything you want to do. And I said, I don't like that. And he said, well, what do you want? I said, I want you to take me by the hand. Okay, so Bryce and I work, like, our buildings are right next to each other, so we carpool. So on Wednesday, we will carpool. I said, after work, I want you to take me by the hand, and I want you to say, okay, let's go. And then I want to ask, where are we going? And I want you to say, we're going to go somewhere. And then I'm going to say, where? And you're like, we're just going to go. And I'm like, that's my dream. So thank you. He just brought me dinner. And I said, that's my dream. That's what I want. I really have no expectations this year. We've been celebrating Valentine's Day together for many, many years, and we have many more to go, which obviously I still want a little gift. Like, if you don't give me a chocolate bar, because I love chocolate, I probably should give up chocolate for Lent, Kira, in my adulthood. Mm-hmm. But I really love chocolate. I love dark chocolate specifically. Please. I don't really want milk chocolate. I just want it to be dark chocolate. I know it is a wild statement. And you know what? White chocolate can just take a hike. If I never let that white chocolate grace my lips again, I would be a better person. That's a hot take right there as well. Wow.
I agree.
That's gross.
Except for the cookies and cream Hershey's bar.
Those are so good.
Oh, I do love those. Yeah. That's the only kind of white chocolate. That bar.
Yeah, anyway, so I don't really know what our plans are. I mean, maybe we'll go to Chipotle. Maybe he'll take me out for dinner. Honestly, I don't really care. And I only have one pair of jeans that I can wear at the moment. So, like, if we are going to go, like, do I need to bring my jeans to work? Because, I work at a gym and I wear leggings every day. So do I need to bring jeans? And then also I'm going through this crisis right now where all my shirts don't fit me. They're like stopping halfway through my stomach, which is so annoying. So anyway, I don't know. I don't really have a ton
baby
of
bomb
expectations.
time.
Truly, like, if he wanted to go home, like, I'm gonna make you dinner, I'd be like, great. But as long as there's chocolate,
like, just let him plan.
I like flowers. I think they're nice, but like, if you're just like gonna get me chocolate, then I'm fine with that too. So Anyway, that's my Valentine's situation.
Easy to please. I will say Valentine's Day as an adult, I mean, I'm not married, so I don't know what that's like, but definitely when you're a kid, like elementary school Valentine's Day, prime. I don't know if you guys ever had like the shoe boxes that you would
Oh yeah.
You would have, right?
We would do the little brown bags.
Ooh, okay, brown bag.
And
everyone would bring Okay, that's cute. And everyone would bring some kind of candy. And like literally I remember my mom being like, you're writing everybody's name. Like you are making this personal. Yes. You're gonna write it down, bring it to school, and put it in everybody else's like box or bag.
Absolutely.
I remember getting those and being like, this kid hates me. But it's so nice that he gave me one. You know what I mean? Like in my head being like, oh, he thought to give me one. Whereas
he also was forced.
His mom definitely made him, you know?
Oh, yeah. Or like certain girls that you're like kind of friends with, which I know, Mary, you had like 2 people in your class. So it doesn't really count. But like for maybe Kira, I don't know. There were certain girls like they just weren't your best friends. Like you kind of hung out every once in a while at recess, maybe. But they would also give you one and then you like have to give them one back too. You know?
Okay, would you ever choose like the one that you didn't like the best? Like you have really cute Valentines in the pack.
The least cute one.
Less cute.
The least cute one.
There's still like nice messages, but just like least cute. Oh, yeah. And like that's what you're gonna get because you're not the top. You're not my best friend, so you're gonna get the lower tier Valentine. I'm sorry.
You're below my top 5, so you're definitely getting like not my favorite, like middle of the road. So I'm gonna tell a little story about elementary school and giving out Valentines. So it's like a huge deal in elementary school, like leading up to it. Like, oh my gosh, guys, Valentine's Day is coming. You have 14 days. The classroom gets decorated. Like, you guys need to be having your Valentine's. This is when we're having our party. We get to eat lunch in our room that day, maybe. You know, like if we're lucky.
We did that too.
Maybe
you know, it's just like yes, maybe like it's a huge, huge day, and so your Valentines are like really important. And there was a guy that I pretty much had a crush on my entire elementary life, and you guys know who he is. I've probably said his name before on here too.
Yeah,
I think you have.
Whatever, Nathan. I loved you.
Yeah, shout out to you, Nathan.
I loved you, Nathan. So did my best friend. So that was a little complicated, but we're fine. We're past it. We did have to work through it, but we're past it. So there was one Valentine, and you know, you buy the whole box at like Walmart or whatever.
Yeah.
That there's like 50 in there, and I didn't have that many kids in my class, so you have to like select which ones you're giving, obviously. And one of these Valentines, it was a school bus with a kid looking out the back of the back of the bus, like that big window.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote in the window, "I love you," or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, I gave that to Nathan.
Of course.
I gave that one to Nathan. I didn't write anything. I just wrote his name on it. You know, like
yeah.
All you write is the name, and then you're just like, I hope you get my subtle hint that I love you.
Yeah, please.
My subtle hint.
My subtle hint that I love you. And I literally can imagine this Valentine in my brain. Like, I know exactly what it looked like. And
you're literally Andy Bernard.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, who's Andy Bernard?
The Office.
Oh, from The Office. Yeah. Sorry. As soon as I asked it, I knew. That's actually pretty cute, though.
It is really cute.
But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I just want you to love me back. But anyway, so that was one of my favorite. It was like a sub tweet before that was a thing to talking about you, even though I literally wrote your name and it says I love you. But as obvious as a first grader can be, or whatever.
That's true. In high school, we did like cookie grams for Valentine's Day. Did you guys do that?
Yes, we did.
And I actually remember me and my high school boyfriend started dating around Valentine's Day because I remember we each got each other cookie grams. And it was like, you know, going to small private school is like you kind of knew everybody, obviously, as we all three know. And so the table set up to buy the grams was like right in the like main hallway, which was both convenient and also like, well, everybody's going to see that I'm buying all the like buying a cookie, and they're gonna know who I'm getting it for. I just don't want people to know. So we kind of knew we had crushes on each other. Went up, got him a cookie. You would like put your name on it, gave the money, put on in the box, and then like later in that week, I don't know if it was like the seniors or someone would deliver them. I'm not actually sure how it worked, but I remember I sent him a cookie and he sent me a cookie.
Aww.
And that's what started our little high school relationship.
So cute.
Was over a cookie gram. And like when you open it and you like see, oh, I did get one from this person.
Yeah,
that was like the way of being like, we don't have to tell each other that we like each other, but I'm gonna just give me cookie, give you cookie.
You give me cookie, I give you cookie.
I give you cookie. We're even, Jeanette. We're even.
Oh, Nick Miller. But truly, and we didn't do it this year at work, but last year actually at work we would do singing grams. It was actually kind of hilarious because it would like embarrass the heck out of people, and you kind of do it for like your friends. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fill out this form and send it to like 5 of my friends, and I want you to go over to their desk and sing "Baby" at the top of your lungs while they're sitting in their desk working.
Funny.
We didn't do anything like that this year, which is sad. But I just remember last year, you're like, I wonder if that's my singing gram, because you like see the person that like you're like friends with on your team, like getting all embarrassed. But I'm like, that's what I think like adult working Valentine's Day should be about. Not like who gives what, but just like being dumb, funny, singing out those like love songs that are just like for the friendship,
Mm-hmm.
Like kicks and gigs, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Something that I think is so fascinating, Mary, you talked about like you just had like a brown paper bag for your Valentine's back in elementary school. Kids nowadays are making the most insane Valentine's boxes I have ever seen in my life.
Really? I haven't seen any.
Okay,
me neither.
So I'm gonna call it some of my cousins here. One of my cousins has made a dinosaur. Okay, literally like a 3D
with the bag
dinosaur.
What? The bag?
No, out of like cardboard. Like creating these insane masterpiece Valentine boxes. Okay. And then Victoria, I'm going to give you a shout out because your child just did a Nintendo DS or like a Nintendo Switch or something. I'm like, the effort that people are putting into their boxes now is wild to me, because I literally like made my box at school. Like
same.
The same day we did it.
The peel off heart sticker, like puffy stickers, maybe like those were fancy.
Yeah. I don't know. But like
I need if you're a visual on this.
If you're listening and you know of somebody who's done a Valentine's box, let's post this on our story. Like, so send in send in your Valentine's boxes, or like send what you did as a kid or whatever, and we want to post your like who has the best Valentine's box, because I know my cousins, they have some pretty good ones. So I mean, I think
mine was literally a shoebox.
No, mine was a shoebox. Like I don't from home, we put a slit in it, and then I covered it in like red paper. Like it, but I'm telling you, the kids nowadays are doing some crazy Valentine's boxes. Crazy.
Yes, please show us what you guys are making out there. If this is something that you
stuff like this just needs to get simplified again. Like I feel that with like promposals.
Like it got too big, and now it needs
so
to go
big,
back.
and now it needs to just like die, kind of, and just go back to like, hey, you want to go? Like that's how I was asked.
like one sign.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sweet. It must have been really nice to get asked. I was like, I never got asked.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay, we had banquet, so I didn't even get asked to go to prom.
Yeah, I didn't get asked to that either, Kara.
We had banquet.
That's what I'm saying. No one asked me to go.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Okay, we all didn't.
We need to
have
talk about banquets sometime. That's a whole other episode.
Okay, this is going to be a future episode.
Yeah, we'll
banquet.
I'm
writing that down, baby.
Yeah.
This is completely off topic, but how do you guys think Usher did last time, or last at the Super Bowl?
What a left turn! I want to know what you think first, because I think you're the most like excited about it, and we need to know.
Okay, well, I mean, I love Usher. Like growing up, I loved Usher. Like early 2000s R&B music. Like so I have an older sister, Carlene. She put me on to all the best music as a kid, and so I just remember like sitting in her car in her blue Saturn, which RIP to that car because she wrecked it.
Aww.
But sitting in the blue Saturn, sifting through her CDs, right? Sifting through her CDs and like picking all of the best CDs. Sometimes I was like, can I listen to this one? She goes, no, you can't listen to that one.
It's not. She's like, protect those ears.
She's trying to protect me. But the best music was in there, and so I like just developed that love for, because she had a ton of R&B
Usher baby
music and stuff.
Usher.
So I loved Usher, and then obviously when Justin Bieber was like my era, my icon, and Usher took him under his wing, I was like, this just couldn't get any better.
Yeah.
Like, this
That's
just
true.
couldn't get any better.
Also, our age. It's like finally someone like our age.
That we can relate with. Like, people had like Aaron Carter. People had, I don't know. That's all I can think of at the moment. But people had those like, we're the same age. I'm obsessed with you. And we're the same age. So like, technically we could get married. Like, I'm not like crushing on like a 50-year-old like Frank Sinatra or whatever. So I was just into that whole thing. Now Usher is a performer. Okay.
Yeah.
Usher's a performer. So some people have been a little frustrated the amount of dancing that was happening. The man is 45 years old and moves better than you have ever dreamed you could. I am
Call him
sorry.
out, Case.
Yeah. I just was so impressed. And he's moving in the grass in shoes. And then he was on rollerblades, dancing.
Honestly,
in rollerblades.
The rollerblades was very impressive. I did want him to fall, I will say.
So he did kind of trip up at one point and then just did 2 circles. And I was like, way to save it.
I saw it and I was like, was it a fall? I think it was.
But then he was so smooth with it that I was like, okay, that's fine. You raised your hand, Kara. Do you have something to say?
I raised my hand. Because when Alicia Keys came up and they were about to go sing My Boo, did anyone though hear a voice crack?
Oh.
Or was it just
Alicia Keys lost all the keys and literally just she lost
it. Was only
it.
It was only the one note. It was only the one note.
I
like,
thought
it almost sounded like she started like the key was higher than the usual.
Yeah, or like,
that's what
crap, I have to put a little more effort into this than I was expecting.
Yeah, she's like, oh, honestly, okay. And then after that, it was flawless.
The piano was beautiful. Her outfit,
the red,
same.
The red and the long train.
Okay, their sexual chemistry though was like a little too much because they're married.
Yeah, well, I know
I was like, whoa,
I don't know, is he married?
It's I don't know if he's married, but his husband doesn't care. Her husband is like, it doesn't matter. It was for the song.
Sure.
If we're thinking about that, we're losing. Like, My Boo was everything. It was like,
you're right. Sorry.
Like we're
be
back in that
tension.
era of My Boo with all of this happening and like early 2000s like music videos, you know, where like people are looking out the window and it's like so.
I will say when his
and,
hand was on her waist, I felt like, hey, watch that. Like I was like,
I was like.
I was just watching her face. I was like, if her face is like,
is she?
She was having fun with that. I feel like she was unbothered.
Yeah, she seemed unbothered.
Yes,
we
just watch out for Alicia Keys, you know,
right? Because we love Alicia.
She needs protecting, right?
Alicia.
Yeah, but I was loving all the features that were coming out. Ludacris, come on now, that was super fun.
I didn't recognize Will I Am.
Yeah, he's just walking around the stage going, That was super fun.
Yeah.
Did anyone think that was CeeLo Green when he came?
And I was like, I know they haven't.
I felt so bad.
Like, I know they haven't done a song together. So who is this guy?
I was like, why would CeeLo Green?
When who came out?
Lil Jon.
I don't know who it actually was.
I think it was Lil Jon.
No,
wasn't it?
No, it was Will I Am.
The bald man.
It was Will I Am. I didn't.
Will I
it was
Am.
Will I Am.
I didn't
You're
recognize
right.
him. I was like, we were all like sitting in the room, like, wait, who is that? Which
no, Will I Am was the one with
he had the mask on,
right?
Yeah, but he was there before too.
Oh,
so did he went around and then put a mask on? There's no way.
I mean, Usher did like 5 clothing changes.
Yeah, well, he was the main
I'll solve
event.
this.
Okay,
Colton,
look it up.
So Dumois had a thing on of like who was like supposed to be there, and so I was looking at that during it. So this was posted before the halftime performance. It said allegedly joining Usher on stage: Alicia Keys, Lil Jon, Ludacris, and Will I Am.
Little Tiny John.
I know. Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest. Oodalali, oodalali, yali, what a day. Please. I love that movie.
I love that. There's literally nothing better than that movie. I'm sorry. It's so good.
Long one. Okay, sorry. Back to Dumois. So I was trying to like check off everyone who was coming. Like, yep, Alicia Keys was there.
Yeah.
Ludacris, Lil Jon. It also said Justin Bieber is supposed to perform as well. He has a dressing room and equipment on site, but he hasn't been at rehearsals yet.
Crying.
I was so sad that he
was,
go.
and
I was hoping he was going to.
Yeah. Also,
I wanted
him
there so
Taylor
bad.
Swift sitting in a suite worth $1.7 to $1.9 million, allegedly paid for by Travis Kelce.
He better be paying for that.
Honestly, she could pay for it though. Let's be honest.
This is
She
true.
makes way more money than he does, but
he's like, "This is on you,
anyways.
babe. $2 million." Okay.
So,
Sounds
but
good.
I think it was because when Will.i.am came out with those things on it, he looked like
okay.
the same
That's
guy.
true. Okay, maybe it was.
Just look up who that CeeLo Green guy was.
Who was CeeLo Green?
I'm
at the Super
I'm
Bowl?
actually gonna look up CeeLo Green Super Bowl, and it's gonna tell me,
Super
and
Bowl?
it's gonna know
Question mark.
that. Okay, Super Bowl fans mistake 3 Usher's adaptations for guest lookalikes. Oh my gosh, have you seen the one that they're like, oh, he brought out a North.
I can't understand what you're saying. You're laughing.
I'm sorry.
I'm
laughing so hard
again. What did you?
I'm laughing so hard.
What's the article?
One of them, it is just from walesonline.co. Okay, but it's saying three guests were like, people thought that they were wrong.
Oh.
One of them, people thought was Northwest.
Oh
no.
That's funny.
That one I was dying at. They're like, oh, how kind of him to bring out Northwest for the Super Bowl. So that was one. Oh, it was Jermaine Dupri. Sorry, Dupri. Jermaine Dupri.
Okay, with the song "Caught Up."
That was the one. That was the guy with the bald head that we thought was CeeLo Green.
No, we saw this. Okay.
That you thought was CeeLo Green, not we.
Sorry, no,
I thought it was Will.i.am.
I knew it wasn't CeeLo Green, but I was like, all signs are pointing to CeeLo Green, but I'm just gonna move past it.
That's so funny.
You're right. And then Northwest, which LOL. Where's the third one?
No, it was Will.i.am. I think was the only other person that people were confused on.
Oh yeah, because they thought it was Kanye West. Yeah. So
and no,
I feel like a lot of these, I'm like, it's a little racy. I'm like, do they just look?
Okay, what I think is so funny about this performance is the like choreography that it started out with, and with Usher on his own, and then Lil Jon. It's just a mosh pit, and they're just chucking people in the air.
Yeah. And all he's saying is shots. They're down for what?
Yeah,
I will say no one in their predictions of what I saw on TikTok
was
right about the opening.
No one.
I mean, even us three.
No one.
It was Cirque du Soleil. I didn't love the opening.
Cirque du Soleil. He's in Vegas, so he's like leaning into the whole.
Is that what the song
showgirl?
Oh.
No, like the whole showgirl and like the performers and all of that. That was so Vegas. That's why he did that.
Got it.
Which makes sense.
Well, I'm sorry. What was the opening song?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Because I couldn't hear it. The TV, I was like in a room full of people who didn't care. And
Did you tell
the
them
TV,
to shut up?
Well, no, I don't know them that well. So
okay.
The TV was just really, or not that I don't know them that well, but I didn't feel like I could do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a little.
I told everybody
Google.
in my room, hey, be quiet. Usher's on. And I had my sister turn the lights down and I turned the TV up very, very loud. And I was in charge of the remote, and which never happens. So it was kind of my dream.
This article says that his first song was his 2004 hit "Caught Up," and then he played "You Don't Have to Call," and then "Lovers and Friends," and then "Love in This Club." Yes. I will be honest, I didn't know the songs until he sang "Love in This Club."
You didn't know "Caught Up"?
The first three.
I don't know "Caught Up."
Wait,
really?
Can you sing it real quick?
Caught up.
Give us a
caught up.
Oh, okay. I think I recognized it, but I didn't know the words.
Okay.
Because it does sound familiar.
Yeah.
So I will say, at the beginning, I wanted it more of a punch, and he was just sitting down, standing up. I guess now I get the theatrical part of it, but in the moment I'm like, okay. It wasn't one of his crazy
We all had
hits.
expectations going into it, right?
Yeah.
We all have expectations. The reason why they don't tell us is so that we can just work ourselves up to this moment. I will say the one thing that I'm really, really bummed about is he did not sing more.
Yeah.
If you really want more.
Yeah. That is such a good one.
I was pretty bummed about that.
Yeah.
I was a little nervy he was going to sing a couple of his new songs, which would have been a good marketing tactic, but bad for the crowds because he just dropped an album like 2 days before the Super Bowl. And I was looking at, I'm like, what if he's just like opens with this song that everyone's like, and he's like,
he knows better. He knows better than that.
Yeah.
He knows better than that.
And he didn't. But
my biggest critique of the show has nothing to do with the performers. It is that they clearly were using like the videography that they use for the actual game. And it like there were times where the camera all of a sudden would like and like move to the side kind of abruptly. Like it seemed like someone like twitched. You know,
I saw that
like,
a couple times.
The videography just was not great. I think which would have made the choreography and the whole like the beginning was kind of like, wait, what's going on here? There's so many different costumes, there's so many different people all over. And I think if the camera shot was different, it would have looked better. Like we would have gotten a bigger picture of what's going on.
I agree.
So again, nothing to do with the actual performance. It was great. That's my critique of it.
I think it would have been nice to like see the whole thing first, like the field, all the performers, and then zoom in super, super hard on Usher for like that quick moment. Yeah. But it was such a wide lens that it was like we saw kind of chaotic people in the beginning. And like you could find Usher right away, but at the same time you're like, where's Usher?
Yeah, totally.
Right. I'm just thinking to last year. There's so many dancers, but Rihanna was like the only one. Like I think
she was the only one wearing red and everyone else was wearing white.
She was the only one wearing red. Everyone was wearing, it's like easy to pinpoint her. Also, the camera on last year's, I watched it back and I just like insane. The shots that they would get of her being like so high and then like the dancers running. Like I'm like, why this year did it feel like a 12-year-old?
Maybe they just thought because there's so many people on the field, they thought they needed to use that type of camera and stuff. I don't know.
Maybe. I think if it would have just like paid attention, I think I was a little visually overstimulated. Like I didn't know where to look at times because it was so like a lot going on that I then wasn't focusing on the actual music until Alicia Keys came on stage. And then I was like, oh, cool. Agree. Because it was like just on them two. And I was like locked in.
Yeah.
But that at that point was like 3 minutes into it. And then I'm like, what did he sing before? Like, I think he did great. I just think the overall capturing of what he had put like his energy into it with bringing everyone on wasn't well executed.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know. That's just my
There wasn't like those big pauses and moments where like the feature comes out and everyone has a moment to like,
yeah.
You know,
it was just
all of a sudden
scan. Oh, there's a new person.
Yes.
Oh, there's a new person.
Yeah.
And then
because like, it was almost like the year with like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem.
Yeah.
Like everyone had their moment, you know?
Yeah,
and I know that it was Usher's. And so him bringing in all these features was his choice and like all of that stuff. I don't know. You're right though. Mare and Kira, like, yes, they could have displayed it, I think, a lot better and made him look cooler. But I'm really proud of him. Again, he's 45.
Totally.
And he looked good.
when he took off his shirt, I wasn't mad.
No, I wasn't either.
Yeah.
I cheered.
Did I hate the amount of like 50-year-old moms I saw posting about it and being like, oh yeah, I love this.
Gross.
Be like,
okay, I haven't.
No,
I
didn't see that. Where are you at?
Media.
Are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook again?
Yes.
Are you on Facebook?
Those
again?
Iowa moms.
Yes.
Fiending for Usher.
Fiending for Usher and Travis Kelce.
Also, we have to talk about our scores that we had, we had guest last episode. If you were around last episode, we did an episode surrounding Casey's Sports Corner where we guessed who was going to win, what the score was going to be. And we just need to bring that back.
Why do you want to bring it up, Kira? Why do you want to bring it up?
I just think I want to bring it up because I might be the closest, but still, I think it'll be a cool way to recap.
For the final
wish I wouldn't
score,
have guessed first.
Because
I just was
doing
doing multiples of 7, and that's not the only way that the score works.
Yeah, it's not the only way.
So
you picked a very simple score, very simplistic score.
Yeah,
score.
A simplistic score for a simplistic girl.
Someone pull up the actual score of what it ended on.
Kira, you got this. Because I don't feel like
it.
Okay.
Meredith guessed the Chiefs winning 21-14, which wasn't a horrible guess.
Could have been better.
Kira guessed Chiefs 24-21. And then I guessed the Chiefs 27-24.
We were all right that the Chiefs won.
Right. I knew it was going to go down to the wire.
Yeah.
I knew that. I thought it was going to be a field goal rather than a touchdown.
I did too.
Either way. And then Kara, the final score.
Yeah, the final score was 25 Chiefs, 22 49ers.
Right. And it was right at the last.
Congratulations. Yeah. We're super proud of you.
I was 1 point off for both.
Yeah, you're right.
Which I did. Honestly, this was probably the most. I mean, I wouldn't say the most, but the ones that I've watched in my adult life, one of the most interesting ones, because in the first half, I was like, this is stupid. The Chiefs are playing really, really bad. Yeah. Also, the 49ers, I'm like, yeah, get that dub. And then in the second half, I was like, okay, things are getting interesting. And then when it actually went to overtime, I looked at Cole and I was like, I think I might have to win the lottery because I did guess this. Didn't guess the right.
That's so funny.
Exact score. But the overtime, honestly, I understand. Like, I'm getting to know the hype about football because every play I was thinking, oh, well, I know that Mahomes is probably going to just run it himself because he knows that he can get those 10 yards. Like, I was thinking like that. And I kind of got into it. And it was actually really fun to be one of the football members of football community. I didn't know how to describe it.
Football members, football community.
An NFL honoree. No, but so interesting. I will say, after the Super Bowl, I was telling Colton today, I was like, I'm actually kind of sad because looking into Christian McCaffrey, he used to play for the Panthers, and his relationship with Olivia, I was looking into that, and I'm like, they're so cute, and I wish that he would have gotten a Super Bowl. And then I was looking into Fred Warner because last time I know his fiance, and she was on The Bachelorette, and I love her, and I was like, well, I do wish that he, even though we all had a hunch that the Chiefs were going to win, I was like, if they didn't make that last throw, it was all in one play.
Kira, you're just so cute.
You are. You're just.
I don't know. Am I even making sense?
Your passion is showing through, and it's precious. And your lack of verbiage for how to describe the footballness of it.
But I understand it
correctly.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm speaking
I understand exactly what you're saying, but it's funny because I speak both languages, and it's just
in zero
funny.
Football language.
You're bilingual.
So funny.
I will say, I am not in the football sports community. I stopped watching after the halftime show. We left.
I was just going to say, how was your bed after halftime?
I took a shower. I watched The Office, and then I looked up the score. And I had a great night.
No, actually, you only knew the score because of what I had sent in our text thread.
Right? Oh, wait. Did they win?
Well, you sent 19
I think is
to
what
19,
you said.
and then I Googled it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. From that
and then
point.
I Googled it. Yeah.
Gotcha. My Super Bowl party that I went to was at my sister's house. Oh, wow. Sister's house. And a lot of people that attended this party were on Whole30. So if you don't know what Whole30 is, you can't.
That sucks.
Pretty much the only thing you can eat is vegetables, fruit, and meat. That's all you can have during Whole30. So there was a lot of creative dishes, which actually ended up kind of being good. I was kind of impressed. There was some non-Whole30 food there, which was great. And I'm not doing Whole30 because I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Because I'm not, and I don't need to actually
Because
explain. So don't even ask me why.
No,
you know
because
what? I can
trend
do whatever I
diets
want.
are out. We talked about it. They're out this year.
That is right. That is right.
I mean, it is good because you can't have sugar. Like, you're not supposed to have sugar. You're supposed to cut out a lot of nasty processed foods, which is great. But so a lot of the foods there were just recreations, or just like different kinds of things to mimic things. And so Bryce and I made a caramelized onion and bacon dip that had like no cheese because you can't have dairy. And it was really fascinating. We like soaked cashews. Guys, we like really into this.
Whoa.
Just I was like, I don't know. I don't want to like show up with a lame dish that no one can even eat anyway. I was like, I want to make something that's like memorable.
Little smokies.
Yeah, right. Because Bryce actually suggested we do a pot of Little Smokies, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Even if I wasn't Whole30, like people, I'm not doing that. That's too boring. That's too basic. We got to do something that's going to wow the crowd.
Gotta get creative.
And so there was like jalapeno poppers that were there that were Whole30. There was like a 7-layer bean dip, but you can't have beans. So there was just so many different things. It was so fascinating, and it was really good. And I actually didn't feel like crap.
I was going to say, I bet you felt good at the end of the night.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I didn't feel good is because I ate a lot, but that's on me. Yeah. Like, that's my own decision. And then all the drinks there were super good and clean, and like, it was great. So, I mean, healthiest Super Bowl of my life.
Love that.
Would I normally it is crap food every year? No, I wouldn't. But also, there was other things there that weren't Whole30, so I could partake in that, and that was great. But I mean, you guys know I love football, and so it was a fun evening for me, and I love that I went to overtime.
Yeah,
more game to watch. Exciting. And it was really good. I wanted the 49ers to win, but I just always knew that the Chiefs were going to win. So
yeah, it's kind of typical.
Yeah, it just.
I also just realized that Mahomes signed like a 10-year contract.
He signed it a while ago. He signed it a while ago.
Like Eric was saying, maybe 5 years or something. So he's like halfway in. But do you think that the Chiefs are going to consistently go for the next foreseeable future?
It's hard. It's hard to win a Super Bowl back to back. It hasn't been done since 2003, and that was with Tom Brady.
Yeah,
and so
they did last year.
It. Well, they went to the Super Bowl, but winning the Super Bowl back to back.
Didn't they won last year too?
No, I know. I'm saying they're the first team to do it now since 2003 with Tom Brady, and so their goal right now is to get a three-peat, which is. It's never been done. It's essentially unheard of in the NFL. And going and winning back to back is hard enough. I mean, Tom Brady only did it once, and Tom Brady is Tom Brady. Okay.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting. I think the Chiefs are going to become the new Patriots. They're going to show up all the time. They're going to go deep in the playoffs. They're going to be at the Super Bowl. They're going to win. They're going to lose. And it just pretty much Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are the new Gronk and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So
I didn't like the energy that they were giving in the first half, specifically the first quarter. I was like, there's too much angry energy for no reason. And maybe that's just football in general. And granted, it could be because that's how little football I watch. But I mean, there's so many memes about like Travis Kelce like going up to Big Red and like yelling in his face.
He did kind of do that, I'm like, which was super intense. Kind of gross.
I'm like, why? Yeah. Kind of gross. Like, just like why? Like, I do get it. Like, your Super Bowl's on the line. Yeah. I get that aspect, but also just like the 49ers players, I felt like Brock Purdy was just so humble the whole time. He just has one face, and he stayed that one face the whole time.
Did. Yeah,
he didn't like innocent preciousness.
Sweet and and that's why also in the end I'm like, knowing now that he was the last pick in the draft too, and now he took his team to the Super Bowl, I'm like, maybe 49ers are my new team that I root for, just because I like the wives.
I like the wives
/ girlfriends, and then Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just felt like the 49ers were like level-headed the whole time, even though
funny, Brock Purdy is making like significantly less money than like anyone in the NFL. Like there's some college players making more money than him. Brock Purdy is making significantly less money than anyone in the NFL.
Why?
Because he's still in a rookie contract and he was the last pick. So he's probably making like $600,000 a year, which in the NFL is insane. So there's actually college players making more money than him with like NIL deals and stuff. And he has a roommate living in San Francisco.
Oh my gosh.
Why is my heart
I know.
I mean, he's still making $600,000 a year. Like he's still
right. But, I mean, in a lot of ways,
I
it's
could
like,
use that.
Obviously, like wow, he's still doing really well for himself. But like the amount of travel and like all the things he's doing, and he's doing the same job as someone like Patrick Mahomes, which obviously Patrick has like a huge resume, and so comparing apples to apples in that case isn't really fair. But I mean, after this year, he is going to make so much more money.
Yeah.
So much more money. It's going to be insane to watch the deal that comes out. But he has a very triumphant story. Like you can go into almost every single guy's story and you can find a reason to love anyone and to root for somebody. So it's hard when you go in that way too, because then you want everyone to win. But that's not how it goes.
It doesn't.
I know. That's what Colton was saying. There's always a winner and there's always a loser. But I'm like, but I don't want there to be a loser.
No, that's just how it goes.
But that you just have to have that.
Yeah. Well, listeners, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We love you. And then before we go, Mary's going to bring down the mood.
Yeah. I have kind of a fun one today. If you follow our Instagram, each week,
which you should be,
it's Been Forever Podcast.
Go follow right now.
Kiara is kind of in charge of that, and she does a great job.
She does a great job.
And each week she puts on a quote from the episode.
Ooh,
I'm going to read them, and we have to figure out who said it.
Wait, I love this.
I love it.
And also, I will say, I don't know the answer. Like, I didn't look at these ahead of time and trying to think of, like, what's the right answer. We're just going to go through a couple of them and see if we can figure it out, okay?
Okay, Kiara, don't look.
Okay.
Don't look at the quotes.
Don't look at the quotes.
I can feel you going and looking at the quotes.
I'm just going to read
it. You're right. Sorry.
Okay.
You like your sentences how you like your food. You mix it all up.
I know who said this
this was said about Kiara.
This was said about Kiara. And Meredith said it.
I said it, yes. Yeah. Like a salad.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yes.
Kiara, Kiara sometimes just says things that aren't quite right. So I think that's what that was referencing.
Yeah. That's just my language.
Yep.
I love it.
Okay, here's the next one.
Okay.
When you have an opportunity to make a memory and disrupt your normal flow, take it. That was Kiara. I think it was Kiara.
Okay. Oh, I was like, we're not going to guess?
Oh, no. I think it was Kiara.
It was either Kiara or me.
That's kind of long.
I feel like that's like a me thing to say because it's a little bit too long and too in depth and too much detail.
It is a you thing to say, but I feel like I remember because was it when we were talking about college? Maybe it was Casey. See, and this is the fun part of this segment is we don't know the answer. I know. So,
do I actually have in the post though who actually said it?
Sometimes she does, but I don't think you did on that one.
Nope.
If you're a listener out there and you're like, I know who that is, please tell us.
It looks like this was in our red and green flag episode.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, next one.
Okay.
We know. Well, this one kind of gives it away. Maybe just the Betker family called Clogs them potato shoes.
Definitely Meredith saying that about Kiara.
Meredith. I know there's a spelling error in that, and I just didn't feel like taking it down.
Yeah, I was trying to maybe just the Betker family called Clogs potato shoes, I think is what you meant to say.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant. But I was like, meh. It had one like, so I'm like, I'm gonna leave it up.
Yeah, it's fine. Also, we should turn off the light count. So it's just like,
oh yeah,
Meredith, Mayor Hop, and others. You know what I mean?
And others. Yeah.
I mean, unless you want it up, but we could do that. The tongue on those shoes were outrageous.
Oh, I said that about my
Casey.
shoes. I said that about myself.
About your blazers? No, not your blazers.
No, my pastries. My pastry shoes.
Sorry, pastries.
The tongues
pastries.
were outrageous, and I still love those shoes to this day. So
it's so funny.
Pastries.
Back off.
My mom growing up had buck teeth, so they called her Buck.
Case.
I said that.
That's like my favorite quote
Honestly,
ever.
I love that Buck. I think that's so
It's
funny.
just so good.
That's Casey's
And-
mom.
They call her Aunt Buck.
Aunt Buck.
Aunt Buck.
I think I just called myself a flexitarian.
Kiera about herself.
Me.
That's so funny.
Which is true. Honestly, every week it's kind of hard to find one quote that's really good. And so sometimes I'll scrub it and then I'm like, if we're all like dying laughing, and I'm like, that's what we're doing. It's like the one right before. Yeah.
Okay, let's do 2 more.
Okay.
This one is, I love this. The memories are worth it and the money will come back.
Probably Kiera.
Definitely Kiera.
I said that. Yeah, that does sound like a me quote. Let's be honest.
Our bank accounts, and that is Kiera for sure.
That's me because the money will come back.
At this point, we're just hoping that the money comes back. I think is where we're at right
We're
now.
hoping it comes back in twofold, but Lord, whatever your will.
Oh, that was good.
Oh gosh, we're struggling.
Okay, here's the last
It's
one.
fine. So good.
So, anyways, that was in my meat sauce era.
That was you, Mare.
There's a comment on that
never
one.
showered.
There was a
smell.
When you never
There's
showered.
a comment on that one from my friend Shay. I haven't heard this episode yet, but I know it was Mare.
That's so funny.
That's actually really funny.
So true.
This is just a plug for you guys to go back. If you haven't listened to our previous episodes, go back and listen, and you will understand what all of these mean.
Yes.
Yes. Follow us everywhere. Truly, we're on all the platforms. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Believe it or not, if you're on Facebook, we're on TikTok. So look for It's Been Forever podcast, and we also love to read submissions, like emails from our listeners. So if you have something to say, if you liked something, even if you didn't like something, that's fine.
Tell us.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Email us at itsbeenforeverpod@gmail.com. And I know some of my family members have listened and haven't written in yet. So shout out to you guys. Write in an email. And I know you have a memory of these two because you've met them.
Yeah.
So we need to know maybe first impressions, whatever your hot take is. We'd love to know so we can just dissect it on the pod.
Along those notes, if you know one of us, but not all of us, like, what's your take? I would love to know.
That's good.
What's your take?
Yeah.
Like, you're just hearing us at that point. You don't know.
Like, at this point, you might be thinking to yourself, I
like.
just finally figured out how to tell their voices apart. Like, and if that's where you are,
that would be wild.
That's funny. Or
I have heard that from people, which is
us,
crazy for me to think of.
Because I'm like, our voices do not even. No. I feel like mine is not like your guys' voice.
I feel like mine sounds way better than you guys's. So.
Please, well, please.
Okay, you always gotta take it there. But if you don't, even if you don't know any of us, like I'd love to know, like if we ran into you in the street, like what would your impression of us just vocally be? I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Along with the shout outs that Kira gave to her family, I'm also going to have the same shout outs to my family because Kalia, super proud of you. My mom,
by name,
super proud of you. Everyone else, I know you're listening. You might as well write in.
You're listening.
Please
I know
write
you're
in.
there. I know you're there.
Well, I feel
Casey's shouting.
I feel
out,
weird
so.
because my family doesn't listen to this. Like my mom does, and I think that's it.
Doesn't Morgan?
I don't think so.
I think Morgan likes the clips. People like the clips sometimes.
So if you are listening, Morgan, send us
Go ahead. If not, this is just
Go
your
ahead.
test. Everyone will know you just are a really bad sister.
Oh, that's
so
funny. I don't even know if my dad knows I have a podcast. So that's fine.
My mom actually, so my parents are moving, so they're renovating the house that they're moving into. And they were working at it the other day, and my mom said she was listening to it, like she had it on speaker. And my dad was like, she said, Dad asked, does anyone even listen to this?
Stop it right now. We need to send him our stats.
I just thought that was so funny.
Please.
Thank you,
I
Keith,
hope, and I don't
for
think
the humbling.
He didn't mean it in a way of
moment.
like, this sounds bad. Who listens to this? But it was like, really, like, do people listen? You know?
No, I
But
totally get
it's
it.
funny.
I totally get it. That's
Cannot.
so funny.
And the answer is yes, because you're listening right now, whoever you are,
then you're proving
and
Keith
we love
wrong.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, please. No, we hope that you have a great Valentine's Day,
Yes.
everyone listening, and just be sure to tune in next week for a whole new episode. So
We love you guys.
thanks for listening this far. We love you guys, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye.
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 Bye.